Welcome, welcome, dear listeners. Are you ready to delve into the darkness once again? From inexplicable paranormal encounters to unsettling mysteries that remain unsolved, we've heard it all in our past 2 seasons, haven't we? But rest assured, the chills are far from over. In fact, we're just beginning to scratch the surface of the unknown. In Season 3, we've gathered a bone-chilling collection of tales that will test the boundaries of your imagination and question the reality you think you know. So, as we take this next step into the shadows together, I want to extend a warm thank you to our loyal listeners who have journeyed with us so far, and a hearty welcome to the newcomers who have just stumbled upon our dark little corner of the internet. Remember, there's no turning back now. Once you've peered into the darkness, it peeks back at you. So, turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and let the stories unfold. And, of course, remember to breathe, it can get rather unnerving. Welcome to Season 3. Was it the end for me? I turned around and faced him, ready to accept my fate. I recognized Philip, the village butcher, standing in front of me in his blood-stained apron with a cleaver in his right hand. He plunged his left hand in his pocket, from which I expected him to pull out a large pair of kitchen scissors. Instead, he took out a very small drug vial and slipped it inside my pocket. Shh, he made with a finger in front of his lips, before closing the door. I just sat in the darkness, completely defeated, hearing the muffled voices of the souls in the house until they left. I remained there until Edlin opened the door and found my empty self ready to respond to the call of the void. You okay? That was so close. A chance that Byron found you first. He's the one who helped earlier with the Terrence. She called. It's too much. I'm done. I quietly spoke. What you mean exactly? Edlin asked. This fucking family, the arguments, the fights, and now the lies. And also you fucking zombies. It's too much. I'm done with that out, I tried answering. Something quick flirted with my head as Edlin kicked the basement door behind me. It shattered in multiple pieces while I protected my head with my hands. Surprised by her reaction and afraid of having angered the soul, I just looked at Edlin in silence. You don't know? You just don't know what it's like to be there. To be dead. Having something to say to someone, something to do, but you just can't. Edlin spoke, trying hard to retain her tears. You don't know what me or all the crazies out there would give to get a piece of what you have. I personally would do anything to see my son just one more time. She added. Edlin. I just said quietly. Look boy, this your choice. The rebels just trying to help here. We already dead after all, zombies right? And if it was up to anybody, who would choose you to be the outlander? You know what, souls like me will soon pass on and leave all this behind. So you can grow up and be what you're supposed to be, or keep being a whiny baby, since you want Carla to grow up in something worse than this. Edlin spoke. I stood up and took out the drug vial that her fellow rebel slipped inside my pocket. She snatched it from my hand and proceeded to the basement. There are fruits I left in the living room. I figured little baby needed to eat, she said, before I exited and closed the cupboard door. After having a much-needed meal, I sat next to a window, hidden behind a curtain, and contemplated both the view and Edlin's words. What exactly is the duty of an outlander? What will my family and all those people become if I fail to whatever is required of me? What about the monster I saw smiling next to Adelaide on the pictures? I kept on thinking for what seemed to be ages, unrealistic scenes of complete anarchy playing before my eyes. A chaos that suddenly wiped out my comfort and security as I heard someone storm inside the house through the kitchen's window. An invisible struggle followed, patterned by the breaking sounds of wooden furniture and glassware. Right before its protagonists were about to step in the living room, I slid myself under the nearest table and saw Kirsten and Landon, the village couple of teachers, emerge from the kitchen through the open door, engaged in an intense fight that led them on the floor. My beating heart wished for them not to spot me hiding as I froze completely, my eyes riveted on the surreal scenery. Gaining the upper hand, Kirsten ended up strangling Landon, a vicious grin slowly arising from the murderous soul within her. The mirror wall stickers a few meters away from them revealed their true selves. I never noticed it before, even with Edlin, but I could see their real forms in the reflection, two women, one of them smiling like the monster she was while squeezing the life out of the other. As Landon expired, the soul inside him vanished slowly, and I could see his human original appearance reflected on the mirror wall stickers. "I fucking missed this," Kirsten said, with a voice far from the kind and high-pitched one I knew her to have. She then dragged the corpse by the foot and exited the house by the front door while humming. This must not go on, I thought, as the first rays of sun appeared. I heard souls rejoicing at the sunrise as if it was the most beautiful spectacle they have seen. I remained under the table, still shaken. The kind Kirsten we all knew in the village was not capable of such horror, especially when it came to her soulmate. She would then wake up the next day, find her husband dead and not even know that it happened by her hands. How cruel. Outlander or not, as the lucid human being around, I had an immense part of responsibility in everything that would happen next. Daylight had finally arrived. I pushed the table aside to make a first crucial move. I retrieved the mechanical watch and set the time to 5:30 a.m., an information I knew from experience in late nights gaming. The watch fitted me quite well when I put it on, and it still does to this day. "What happened here?" Edlin asked behind me. "Nothing," I quietly replied. "Nothing." "What the, you sure?" she insisted. "I'm sure," I answered. "Okay. So what it gon' be?" she asked. "It's maybe my last day on Earth, but I can't let everyone down," I spoke. "That's more like it. I got some news for you, by the way. It's urgent," she announced. "I know. There's also something I need to do," I replied. First, from the open cell in the basement, I retrieved the dried salted mixture in the corner of the room and heated it a little. Then, from the kitchen, I found a broom, removed the stick and cut it in two equal shorter pieces. Finally, I applied the salted mixture on the two sticks and let it dry, thus equipping myself with weapons against hostile souls. I was no ninja, but I sure knew how to flail my arms around. I also found garbage bags and tore them to create smaller ones in which I put all the salt I could gather, and closed them to create 9 projectiles. All the while, Edlin tried to explain and make sense of the recent information she discovered in the diary. In order to break the many spells cast on the village, 5 hidden altars, namely the North Altar, South Altar, East Altar, West Altar and the Root Altar, had to be located and destroyed at specific times. They were guarded by RedEye most faithful and competent lieutenants. Nevertheless, the Root Altar had to be taken down before midnight or before the end of the blackout, the West Altar at 9 p.m., the East Altar at 3 p.m., the North Altar at 12 p.m., and the South Altar at 6 a.m. "Do you think the watch works? This is sunrise and we need to know the time," Edlin asked. 5:56. I replied. "What?" she let out. In panic, she then quickly showed me a drawing in the diary which I recognized to be a detailed map of the village but without any name or writing, and with the locations of the altars circled. "Can you see which one is the south one?" she asked. "North, south, west, and east," I thought. With the symbol of the cult resembling a compass, I figured that 4 of the 5 circled points on the map could be the 4 cardinal directions, and realized that the south altar was precisely at the florist's house. "The shrine thing in the basement. I think it's here. Has to be that thing," I spoke. On the watch, we both could see by the hands that the time turned to 6 a.m. We stormed in the basement, startling a surprised Flavio. Edlin then jumped forward, right fist closed, ready to shatter the altar with her strength. As soon as she punched it, she got violently repelled, almost knocking me down in her fall. Did she miss a crucial detail? Was it really the South Altar? As soon as I approached it during that specific 6 o'clock time frame, it started to glow with a strange blue light. Not knowing what to do, or maybe instinctively, I just touched it. "No, no!" Flavio shouted, trying in vain to punch open the door and just further hurting himself. "Terence! Be careful!" Edlin warned. As if it was about to explode, the altar shone brighter by the second until I could no longer look at it. Out of the blue, the light then vanished and the altar just crumbled, turning into ashes. The south altar had been taken down. You now convinced to be the outlander? Do you now realize that only you can stop all this? Edlin questioned. Is it done? I asked. I guess, Edlin said, standing up. You said it would be guarded by RedEye Lieutenant. Oh, I get it. I tried asking. Yep. Too bad for him, he's been trapped in there since the beginning of the party. I wish it could be that easy for all the others, but I doubt it. She spoke. Flavio growled in pain and ignored us as we made our way back to the living room. Edlin handed me a paper and a pen to help her with something. She made me promise to carry out a task after the phenomenon. However, we first had to deal with RedEye and the blackout, once for all. I went back to Adelaide's bedroom and went through her clothes. When Edlin understood what I intended to do, she jumped in to help, selecting mostly green ones, according to her favorite colors she revealed to me, and together, with some readjustments, we managed to create a new outfit for me to wear. My plan was to add a mask that covers my entire face, to try hiding in plain sight, but Edlin proposed a ninja-type mask to avoid raising too many eyebrows as she had something much better in mind. I told you that I had a plan. This is part of it, she said, handing me the small drug vial. With the mix of the last ingredients, it should be ready by now. She added. What's that? I asked. You'll see. Just drink it. She encouraged. Unlike what I expected, the potion tasted good, almost like pineapple juice. Edlin gestured me to look at myself in the mirror wall stickers and we both walked towards them until I was hit with stupefaction. I had shining white eyes just like a vessel. Wow. Do I have your strength too? I asked. No, this for disguise only. It can last for 2 days straight. She revealed, ravishing me with the genuine smile of her real appearance in the reflective surfaces. While getting ready to depart, I wore Edlin's backpack after hiding my assault weapons inside, then we waited indoors to avoid unnecessary exposure. Slowly replaced by the fear of the unknown, the assurance I built up earlier started to fade as noon and new threats loomed. At around 10:30 a.m., we stepped outside to what looked like a beautiful day, trying to hide an ugly reality that I, particularly, had the task to correct. Therefore, Edlin and I made our first steps toward the north. Alright, my friends, we've reached the end of yet another eerie journey through the shadows of Reddit's most chilling tales. I sincerely hope you found these stories as riveting and spine-chilling as I did. The world is full of mysteries, isn't it? Remember, if you've enjoyed today's exploration into the unknown, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the podcast with your friends who also love a good scare. It's always more fun to explore the shadows together. A big heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers, listeners and patrons out there. Your support is invaluable, it keeps the lights on here, and more importantly, keeps us delving into the eerie corners of the internet to bring you the best scary stories out there. If you've encountered any creepy occurrences or have your own chilling stories to share, don't hesitate to reach out to us via Subreddit Chronicles@gmail.com. We always love hearing from you, and who knows, your story might just feature in one of our future episodes. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your hearts brave, and your lights on. After all, you never know what's lurking in the shadows. This is your host, signing off. Stay safe and keep exploring the unexplored.